Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. Your
It's
hair
been
looks
a long
great.
time. Thank you. I really, really tried.
It's very good. I did not.
Thank
I
you.
just put it up here to get it out of my face a little.
I'm living my best 70s summer.
You
So
should. You
got
should.
the
70s life. You should do the 70s
yeah.
life.
Well, I've got the high-waisted button-up cut off like Daisy Duke jeans, which are pretty
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
That I are like cut off shorts that I'm wearing all the time. So that's my 70s summer right
I
now.
love
Living
it.
it. The big old glasses that I would have
Yes.
made fun of my mother for back in the day.
They're
Yeah,
working. They're coming back.
they are. So yeah, thanks. I'm
Yeah.
living my best 70s life right now. You
Darn
look
tootin'.
gorgeous. Your
Oh,
room looks gorgeous.
thanks. It's
Yeah,
talk about 70s. I've got like crushed velvet bedding and I've got like instruments.
that's great. I
Twinkles.
didn't realize that your Betty was crushed velvet. That's
It,
amazing.
it is. It's got
I love
peacocks
that.
on it.
That's great. Speaking of like getting into, I don't even know if this is 70s, but I'm drinking scotch.
It's
Nice little.
70s. Nobody drinks scotch.
I, I think everyone should. I mean, it's a very good alcohol.
I guess. I don't trust you anymore after the gin incident. So,
I thought you didn't trust me after the wine incident. Now it's the gin too.
well, the gin first, I should have stopped there. Then it went to wine.
Yeah, I can sneak stuff in on people. I
Yeah.
don't think Cherie trusts me after the infused bourbon at my holiday party that she
No.
just was
Oh,
trying to
God.
sip on.
Yes, I remember that. I
And I
remember
was like,
that.
"Are you clicking something?"
Yeah. Sorry. I'm done.
I
I forgot it's
used,
right by the microphone.
I was just hearing like clack, 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 clack. I'm like, what is that? Well,
Oh,
I guess
gosh.
that's about as good as an intro as any.
Yeah, why not?
Why
Welcome
not?
to Revolution Rosie's, folks.
Season 4.
Season 4.
Wow, right?
Crazy. Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
insane.
My
Yeah.
name is Vivian Vega.
And I'm Betty LaRue, and we're so happy to have you here and to have you back in our lives. We took like a small little break over the summer, which
Yes.
we normally do to break up the seasons.
Yes.
But we also had a lot going on, and we needed a break.
So, how was your summer?
So my summer was good. I graduated from my boot camp. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm currently looking for a job in coding. It's frustrating, but I'm really excited because I'm still working a lot of projects and stuff that I was doing on my own and trying to build some websites for people and stuff. So it's been an interesting journey and I'm really excited about it. Also, I'm a big nerd. You know that about me.
I do.
I reached out to my school afterwards because there were 4 women, including myself, in my class when I started my class, and I'm the only one that graduated.
Oh, no.
So I reached out to my school afterwards and I said, hey, what can I do to help you bring in and keep them until the end of class? Like, what can I do to help you reach out to more women? Because we need more.
Yeah.
And I was really sad to be the only person in our graduating class. So I'm trying to work with them on doing that. And they were really receptive to the idea. They were really excited about it. I was like, what can I do to be your female liaison? So, cause I'm a A-type personality.
I used to be, but I am not anymore. I don't know what
I think you still are. I think you still are. So that was my summer, Hazel is huge and fun. Mikey's doing awesome. I'm still dealing with some eye stuff, which kind of sucks, but whatever. You just get through it. But that's my summer. You had a fun summer.
I mean, not really. We started playing as a band again, which is great. We have a documentary.
I got to perform with you.
You did at our
I got to come back
show.
After 3 years. Yes, that was exciting.
Yes. And it was a really great show. And then I mean, we have a documentary coming out in August about the band. And I mean, we've been just kind of working on our art around these parts. And I moved.
And As I say, you bought a house. That's huge. I was like, that was what I thought you were going to start with.
I forgot. It feels like we've been here forever now already. So it's like,
I feel like time moves fast, but so slowly now.
Yeah.
It's like we're in a weird place.
Yeah, so it's strange. We got to see each other also.
Yeah.
In person.
Face-to-face with people. It was so good.
It was so good. But now here we are. So
yeah. And it's good to be here. I'm super excited to be here.
Absolutely. This is going to be an amazing season. Oh, and also I should mention, I don't know if I should mention it here, but I'm going to. Okay. we were nominated for an award, a podcast award. Yeah. For what was it? Society and Culture, I believe.
Mm-hmm. In the Columbus podcast.
Yes. So we'll put a link to vote, but you can only vote until August 7th.
So you've got like 4 days when this podcast comes out, I think.
So go and search for that category and hit the vote now button and then select our name. That's all you got to do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Real fast.
It's so fast and so easy. And it's our first time, even after having our 4th season now, being nominated. So it's really, really cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. And so, the world keeps turning, shit keeps happening. There are some highs, there are some lows.
Tell us about them.
I had a couple in mind, but I can't think of any off the top of my head currently, which is weird. The only thing I can think of is the one that I wanted to end with, but I'll lead with it because it's going to be a couple weeks old anyways by the time, but I have some I don't know. I have a good twist on it too.
Okay. So tell me about it, sister.
This week in the most,
week as of the recording
week, in the most grasping for masculinity way I have ever seen in my fucking life. I have never in a move that the entire world had to look and go, is he compensating? Bezos launched himself into space in a dickmobile. You saw it, right?
Oh yeah.
It was a blatant penis.
So now we have
I'm going into space.
3 billionaires now. 3 billionaires from the US racing to space. Who
could have used that money to do all sorts of things on top of just pay your fair share of taxes. Just do it.
And also pay your employees.
Pay your employees like they're people who can't afford to go to space because they can't even afford their apartments.
Yeah. And they work so hard that they are pooping in bags because they can't go to bathrooms.
Yeah. You treat them. It's literal slave labor. Mm-hmm. Because and that's the thing is what a lot of America was waking up to realize is how much of our employment is essentially indentured servitude, because once people didn't have to rely on just the basic amount of money they were giving them, so they could barely pay for their rent, and they could actually start looking for other jobs because they had this little bit of cushion and freedom, they won't go back to those shit jobs.
Right.
And people are mad about it. And I also just want to be first, there's that part of it. There's they don't have to now, and they're finding better jobs. Mm-hmm. The jobs that they were in would have never paid them a vacation in their entire life. I don't give a shit if they stay on unemployment for a bit longer, because they will never, if they go back to these shit jobs, ever be able to go on vacation.
No.
And also, who do you think died during the pandemic? The people that couldn't afford health care. Yeah. The percentage of people that weren't elderly were of minority groups and those that are less able to pay for health care. So the people that were serving you and the people that were bagging your fucking groceries, that's who fucking died. And you're going, I don't know why anyone wants to work. They're dead, asshole.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's that. But there is a bit of a silver lining. Not really a silver lining, but did you know, because I didn't know, because I don't try to keep track of this stuff. Did you know that Mackenzie Scott, do you know who she is first and foremost? Because I didn't know who it was.
Mackenzie Scott. It sounds familiar, but I don't know that I know who it is.
She is Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I did know about her.
The best tweet about her because she's donating her money to HBCU, which like she's focusing herself like on to serve students of color and those from low income backgrounds. She's actually doing something with her money. But the best, Scott, it was from Rohita Kandambi. And it says Mackenzie Scott donating her money to HBCU while her ex cosplays being an astronaut definitively proves that girls go to college to get more knowledge and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. And so I thought that was like a delightful way for me to like end that. I've just been seething about it, which is why I don't think I can think of any other news story right now because I'm just angry.
I get it. 100%.
Which, guess what brings me to my next point?
What?
So we shouldn't give our money to Jeff Bezos. We're all like in agreement to this. And it really sucks that like Amazon has everything and you can buy
everything and you can send your gifts to people.
Yeah. But you know what? We have a really bad relationship with things anyways. But if you are going to buy things, Revolution Rosie's wants you to buy it from local people. And on top of that, we want you to buy it from locally businesses that are locally owned by women.
Yes.
So we have decided that through the end of 2021, we will be giving free ad space on our podcast to locally owned women's businesses. And that means anywhere in Ohio. I mean, like locally owned can just be a small business because, you know, it's local if it's online.
I was going to say, if you're an online business, you can ship local, I assume. I mean, to the US probably, you know, getting out of the country. I know we have some listeners out of the country, which is crazy. And thanks again. But yeah, I mean, if you have a website, that's even dang better.
Oh, so good. So yeah, till the end of the year, absolutely send us or tell your friends that have a business, that have a side hustle. It doesn't have to be like a physical business. It can be something that they like a good service that they offer. But they do
an Etsy
have
shop, even
an Etsy shop, somebody who bakes cakes as like a side hustle. And, you know, like we want to promote these women who are, you know, trying to rock it out and give you an option other than a dick to the moon to order.
I bet none of these people will buy a dick rocket to go up in space. Right? None of these people.
So if you have a local or if you have a female-owned business or you have a friend who has a female-owned business that you were like, this is such a great opportunity for her, I'm going to let her know. Please email us at revolutionrosies@gmail.com. You can private message us on Facebook, Revolution Rosie's, or on Instagram, Revolution Rosie's. Yes. Wherever you can find us, you can message us.
Heck, even TikTok. We're on Revolution Rosie's on TikTok. So
get us on TikTok. Wherever you can reach out to us, let us know. We're going to try to do about 2 ads per episode, which equals out to about 20 ads to the end of the year. So we do have like a limited space, but it is completely free. We're not asking you for anything whatsoever except for the information about your business and what you want to sell. So, and with that said, I actually have our first ad of the 2021 year. So yay!
Tell us about it.
Our first ad actually comes from Westerville, which is where I just moved. She is a friend of mine, and actually I am wearing one of her shirts. I'm talking about Megan Lee Designs. And as you can see, this shirt is an awesome RBG shirt. I was planning on wearing it for our first episode anyway. So I was really excited that we decided to do this promotion. I was able to like work it in. The shirt itself says, fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you, RBG. So Megan Lee Designs, and a little bit about Megan Lee. She grew up in Clintonville, grew her business in Chicago and now owns a shop and a studio with her husband in Westerville, Ohio. She has been drawing, designing, and printing all of her shirts by hand since 2005. Dang. She is known locally for her Midwest is Best design and using the softest shirts she can source, which I can tell you they feel like that shirt that you should throw away, but you won't because it just feels like second skin. It's so good.
It's like you've washed it just the right amount of times.
It's so good. I was so excited to wear this shirt when I bought it, but I was like, I'm saving this for our birthday. And she also does she does men's t-shirts. She does children's t-shirts. You can get that t-shirt for your child that's turning just one that says something funky about the 1-year-old. She's got super feminist, strong female things. She's got LGBTQ plus items. She's got everybody covered. My daughter has a shirt that has a lion's head that says she be small but mighty. And just she's got all sorts of really beautiful designs and she draws them all herself. And you can see that they're lovely. They're not going to look like somebody did it on their circuit, no offense, or cricket, no offense. So if you want to see all of her new designs and see videos of her printing process, which who doesn't love to watch something like that?
I find it so relaxing.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And she does it's all the printing herself. So really cool. She's at Megan Lee Designs on Instagram. So Megan, MEGANLEEDESIGNS on Instagram. Her shop is located in Uptown Westerville, just off the corner of College and State. It says, look for the lion mural. Or you can visit her online at meganleedesigns.com.
Awesome.
And guess what else?
Tell me.
For 15% off of your first order, use the code ROSIE'S or mention us at the shop.
How cool is that? We got our first promo code.
ROSIE'S, check them out online, build up an order, get 15% off just by typing ROSIES.
Love that.
And your promo code. So thank you again, Megan. She's amazing. She's a really cool person. Her shirts are amazing. Check her out. And that's our first ad of 2021.
Yay, Megan Lee Designs.
All right.
Okay,
so
awesome. We're off to a great start.
I think we're off to an amazing start. And with that said, talking about her dicks in the air, I'm going to get started on my first person.
Well, I'm very excited to see where this is going because why would that be connected?
Segue. What a great segue. The funny thing is, I was saying earlier, I accidentally did a very themed episode and I didn't even mean to. So here we go. Today I'm going to be talking about an American inventor.
Okay.
Her name is Valerie Thomas. Have you ever heard of her?
I've not.
Okay. I'm excited because she was one of those women I came across because you see a screenshot of someone's tweet that was did you know this person did this? And it's a picture of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to check her out. She didn't just do that. Okay. So
just start the story. Let's hear about her.
All right. I got my sources from Wiki, CTV News, Revolt TV, and MIT.edu. Okay.
Awesome. And that tweet.
Which he was famous, and I forgot to write him down because I was writing so much else down. Anyways, okay, so born, it did go viral, so it's not like you guys haven't seen it. You've probably seen it. Okay, so born February 8th of 1943 in Maryland, Valerie Thomas, she became interested in science starting at a very young age. She watched her father tinker with the family TV and seeing all the parts inside. She was really interested. Her father was a photographer. And she was introduced to optics through his hobbies, like tinkering with the TV. So she was like, oh, this stuff is also cool. So when she was about 8 years old, she brought home and read the boys' first book of electronics.
Because it's, for boys only.
It was 1951. So it's like the boys' first book of electronics. And then she was hoping her father would help her with projects in the book, but he didn't. By all accounts, she did not receive a lot of encouragement to pursue science. In the matter in science or math from home. She actually didn't say that she got a lot of help in school because math and science was not meant for women and everything had recently been integrated and she was a young Black woman. So obviously no one's being like, you can be a scientist.
Yeah.
You're a woman and you're Black. You don't get any of that.
No.
So she didn't study much in school, but when she got her first C in junior high, she cried all the way home. She had to make a choice. She said, I could continue to not study and take the grades I would get, or I could start studying and ensure that I would continue to get all good grades. So you know what she did?
Yeah.
She decided to focus on her social side of life and not complain if her grades weren't what she wanted them to be.
Oh, that's not what I expected.
However, right? That's not what I expected. But I do love this. She said, however, and I think that this is such an awesome, point of view in life. She made sure that when she was at school, she was present. When she was there, she was well rested. She sat in the front. She paid close attention. She asked questions if she didn't understand. She chose to focus on learning and not her grades, and took personal responsibility. And it worked. She took that success and she got to go to college. So she was like, listen, I'm not going to sit at home and study every night, but when I'm at school, I'm going to be at school.
Yeah.
And I think that that's such a amazing lesson for life in general. Just be like, you don't have to completely, but when you're there, be present.
Right. It's like your job. Sure, do a good job at your job, but when you're off work, you're off.
Yeah. You don't have to continue, and you can still excel in doing that. You don't have to bring it home. So I thought that was an amazing thing. So she attended Morgan State University, where she was one of 2 women majoring in physics.
Oh, that's which similar to your plight.
Right. I mean, my class was much smaller, I'm sure. But also it's pretty amazing that she was one of 2 women and she was a Black woman at that time. I mean, all of that's really cool.
Right.
And I just love all of these little hiccups she has. And she said, realizing she would have to know calculus by the second year, and she had never done it. Oh. She learned in college how to study to learn it by the following year. And she was an excellent student. Her senior year of college, she signed up to meet with recruiters, many of which were private industries, and only one of which was the government, NASA.
So I'm sorry, real quick, what was she studying?
She was studying physics.
Physics. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
So she was studying physics, majoring in physics. So, so at the end of her year, she met with all the recruiters, but she told the recruiters, I'm going to go back to school. So I'm not even going to take you seriously. And so she straight up told them that. So NASA finally got back with her. So when NASA finally got back with her, she realized she didn't have the money to graduate. Oh. And she needed a job. So she had told all the recruiters, I'm just going to go to school. I don't need it. And then she was like, oh shit, I don't have any money. And
I've made a mistake.
Oh no, this is bad.
Maybe I should have taken one job.
Maybe I should have taken, I just love how she was getting through life. I'm really smart doing my thing. And then she's
oh no.
Money.
I'm in a pickle.
So NASA reached out to her, was do you want a job with us? She was like, yes. And they're like, when can you start? And she was like, the day after I graduate. And they're like, do you want to take a vacation? And she was like, I don't have any fucking money. Okay. How about, she didn't want to tell them that she didn't have any money. So she was like, okay, how about the week after graduation? So she was like, oh, I'll give myself a week to make it look like I took a vacation, but no, I need to go to school.
But really, she's just sitting there
oh God, I don't have any money. So I really love that. She was just like, oh no, I don't need a job. I'm going to school. School costs money. Which is funny because in the 70s, or not in the 70s, this would have been the 60s, right? Yeah, this is the 60s. You could forget that school cost money.
Oh, absolutely. It was 26 cents.
Yeah. She's like, oh no, I don't have 2 pennies. So no. So yeah, she said the second Monday after graduation. So in 1964, she started to work for NASA, which is why I was like, oh my God, it ties right in because
space.
Space. So she was a data analysis, which is something that like a data analyst. I always do that. She was a data analyst, which is actually what I want to be. So that it was kind of fun because I didn't look at her because she did computers and programming coding, but like as I'm looking, I'm like, I want to be, I want to get into data analysis and then get into data science.
Yeah.
I'll read you about this and tell you exactly why that interests me so much. So anyways, also I get to call myself a scientist, which would be like really cool.
That would be really cool.
So while this was still during Jim Crow, NASA had an honorable amount of Black women scientists at this time. Valerie credits this in part to Melba Roy, who she suspected had a hand in getting more African Americans in the organization. And I believe that she was one of the women in the movie Hidden Figures. Yeah. So she said that she never really worked directly with that woman, which is kind of cool because it's like they were just like a group of token Black women that were high. Like she was like, we were all over departments, but she like really had a hand in that. So I think it's super honorable and cool that like Black women sent us to the moon. Just saying. Yeah. Her first assignments were to build a program. And mind you, so like I build programs. I do it on my computer. I run the program and it's like, bloop, bloop, bloop. This doesn't make sense. And I go back and I run through and I figure out where my math is wrong or where, like what's wrong. She had to like punch holes and then feed it into a computer. And then it would be like,
it's like a Scantron or something.
Yeah. And then they would actually have to like tape over holes and stuff to like fix their code. That's how they fix their code. So she, her first assignment was to build a code. She had never even seen a computer at this point, other than in sci-fi movies. So she like took this on blind. And I just think of that every time I apply for a job and they want 5 years of experience. I'm like,
who didn't have 5 years? Yeah.
She had never even seen a computer. Anyways.
You could come at them with this.
Yeah.
Good talking point.
Do you know who Valerie is? Because she
didn't have experience.
No. And let me tell you what she did. So she eventually moved up in NASA and served in a position of management in the development of NASA's image processing systems for Landsat. So Landsat was the first satellite to send multispectral images of Earth to study Earth's resources from outer space.
Whoa. Yeah. That's not even something I think about. Like, it feels like it's always been,
Oh, it's super cool. So Landsat is the oldest continuous Earth observing satellite imagery program. It was launched July 23rd, 1972, and the most recent Landsat 8 was launched February 11, 2013. So we're still doing this program because what it does is so invaluable.
Yeah.
So the program is a unique resource for global change. So she helps monitor
global warming
and as well as agriculture
cartography.
The land thing that I can't say right now.
I only know that because map makers are called cartographers.
Yes, cartography. There we go. Thank you. Cartography, geology, forestry, regional planning, surveillance, and education. U.S. Geological Survey Earth Explorer website is a great place to go to if you want to see like the pictures that like they send back, but they use this for all this information. So I mean, think of it like, okay, it's so cool. Like it just does such cool things. So Valerie became the resident expert on the computer compatible tapes or CCT. So the computer capable, I can't even say it again. Give me a second. Valerie became the resident expert on the computer compatible tapes, or CCT. They were used to store the early imagery. Mm-hmm. She was also one of the image processing specialists who facilitated the large area crop inventory experiment called LACI, Large Area Crop Inventory Experiment, a project that showed global crop monitoring could be done with Landsat imagery. So what that does, we'll say, what is the worldwide wheat yield going to look like this year?
Geez. So is that like, I mean, that probably helped like the Farmer's Almanac type things too, right? I mean,
so this is like the most intricate like data science. So a data analysis, they take all the information that like, you know, you're getting all this information. Well, they like sort it. And they're like, okay, well, these are the it's an easy word and my brain is completely blank.
It's getting late.
I know. But they sort all of the information. So this is like, they can see, you know, they can study repetitive brain. Where's the, I'm like looking for it for real. Cause like,
reach up and grab. Maybe it's floating. I don't even know. You could tell me fish, repetitive fish, and I'll be like,
no. So they see all of the patterns. There we go. Patterns. So they take all this information. You're getting information from everywhere, and they take this information and they sort it. They sort the sort. Okay. So like, you know, this time this happens, this to this. They sort all the information. That's what the analyst does. Then the data scientist takes that information and makes usable programming out of that information. Something that you would be really familiar with what a data scientist does is Facebook's algorithms are built by data scientists because they're mined by analysts who like sort the information, and then the data scientists are like, okay, well, this is what this information tells us, and this is how we can use it. Now that's like the shitty stuff that I don't want to do. The stuff that I would like to do is be able to tell you what the worldwide wheat inventory is going to look like this year because of some pictures that NASA has.
Right.
So it's really, really, really cool.
It is. It's fascinating.
Yeah. So that's like just the beginning of her relationship with NASA. And that's not even the thing she got tweeted about.
Oh.
Yeah. But before I talk to you about what she got tweeted about, I want to talk to you about our next ad.
Oh my gosh.
This is another one that I'm really excited about. It's a lot of fun. Y'all know me. I love to bake. I love baked goods. And our next
she plays a mean like charcuterie too, man. I tell you.
I do, man.
You're like a real good like caterer, and you're not even a caterer. So
I was thinking about like until I find a job, getting on Fiverr and be like, what do you need?
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, the next ad is for the Pastry Factory. So the Pastry Factory is owned by baker Allison Blackwell. They specialized in gourmet avant-garde desserts and pastries with several gluten-free and vegan options. Hey, Viv, do you hear that?
I did. I was excited about what are avant-garde desserts and pastries? And then I was like, gluten-free. Oh my God.
So excited. The Pastry Factory was founded in 2012 as a less than part-time bakery. So she was just kind of like baking goods while she was balancing a job and 4 children.
Oh, my lambs.
Yeah. Allison focused on selling her baked goods at area's farmers markets. But then when the pandemic began, she was laid off last March. And she decided to make the Pastry Factory her full-time gig. Hello, another reason why people aren't going back to the grocery store.
Exactly. They're like, I can do my own shit.
I can do my own shit.
Yeah.
I actually have the time to focus on the thing that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So that summer, her application to become a vendor at the North Market Farmers Market was accepted.
Yeah, good job, Allison.
Very exciting. So this April, the pastry factory opened up full time in their spot at the North Market across from Barrel and Boar. So definitely check out the pastry factory by baker and owner Allison Blackwell. And go check out those avant-garde vegan and gluten-free options.
I'm going to have to see what that's all about. Yeah, so I love me some desserts.
So very exciting. Congratulations. And that's how you do it in pandemic. Yes. So great. All right. So where we left her off, she was kicking ass at NASA, right?
Yep.
So we are back with Valerie Thomas. And she's like doing amazing things at NASA. She's really like becoming a boss. But in 1976, she is at a science exhibition. There we go. Why? I'm good. I'm okay with words until we start recording.
It's a thing. It truly is a thing.
It really is. It really is. So she is at a science exhibition and she sees an illusion of a light bulb that is lit up even though it's removed from its socket. The illusion used concave mirrors, and that got her thinking about how she could use concaved mirrors with her work at NASA. She started research and experimenting in 1977, observing how the position of concave mirrors could affect the real object it reflected. And using this technology, she invented the illusion transmitter, which she received a patent for on October 21st, 1980. Okay. So this is a device that NASA still uses today, and scientists are working on ways to incorporate it into tools that will allow surgeons to look inside the human body.
Whoa.
It also enabled the creation of the MRI.
Oh, God, I've had a few of those.
And 3D movies.
Oh, those are more fun than MRIs.
Yeah. So she like helped, and that was the thing that she got tweeted about was like, did you know a Black woman created 3D movies? I'm like, okay, well,
I did not. Tell me more.
I did not. And so I was like, let me look into her. I'm like, no, she didn't. Wait a minute. You way undersold her here. Way undersold her. So Valerie then worked her way up through the ranks of NASA. In 1985, she was the NSSDC Computer Facility Manager. 86 to 90, she was the Space Physics and Analysts Network, SPAN, Project Manager. During a growth time for SPAN, she worked on projects related to Halley's Comet, ozone research, satellite tech, and Voyager. End of August 1995, she retired from NASA.
Okay.
At that point, she was the Associate Chief of NASA's Space Science Data Operations Office, manager of the NASA Automated Systems Incident Response Capability, and chair of the Space Science State Operations Office Education Committee.
That's a long title.
That's a lot of stuff. So she was always active in educational outreach. She was the president of the DC chapter of the National Technical? Nope. It's just technical. It's just technical.
Just technical.
Just technical. She was, so the DC chapter of the National Technical Association, 1974. She was the first female national president of NTA in 1985. In 86, she started working with SMART, which is Science, Mathematics, Aerospace, Research, and Tech, where she spent 35 years. Now, because she's still alive.
Oh my God. Now, well, she was only born in the 40s, right?
Right.
Okay.
But just wait. She is president of the Shades of Blue DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia chapter, which is an aviation-oriented STEM organization that focuses on preparing young people for future in aviation.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, and she's a substitute teacher at a high school with an aerospace program.
What? School is bad.
Yeah. So she she's a lifetime learner who loves to share knowledge with young people, and she would love to see them take it to the next level.
Seriously, what school is like a high school and they offer that?
I didn't see exactly which one it is, but she does focus on, getting these kids into into aviation and into STEM. She wants to continue to have people learn. And she's still to this day, well, as long, since the video, because I got to see her talk about it and how excited she was. And she's just this I don't know, you read about her and she's just such a powerful person. And then you talk to her and she's just like your next door neighbor that you would never realize invented something that allowed the 3D movies. Like she's just so that's the story, the continuing story of Valerie Thomas, the badass American inventor and NASA scientist.
Yeah, that's really cool. It started out one way and ended a completely different way.
Yeah, but still all together. So I was really excited because I didn't, I knew this one thing about her and I was like, let's check into her. And I was like, oh my God,
well, see, and that one thing was enough for you to be like, wow, that's cool. Let me see if she fits our show. And then you found out so much more. And that's what's really cool about doing our research, I think. Yeah. It's because you think of them as this one thing, and then you go in there and you're like,
people are complex. They're so complex. Absolutely. You never know what you're going to find. Yeah. And I really had no clue what I was going to find. And she's probably one of the more amazing people I've done research on. Absolutely. To be honest, 100%.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Very good story. That was fascinating. I had and I like not knowing about the people too, when we go in, because I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what did they do? Where are we going with this? Yeah. So, that's amazing.
I love it.
I'm really excited that got to be our first episode of season 4, because I've been so excited about it since I wrote it. I just didn't have the time to sit down and record it with you.
Love it. So I love it. Yeah. I know you've been excited about it for a long time. So
handwritten 4 pages front and back.
Oh, there you go. See, once you start handwriting, it's hard to not do it anymore.
Yeah, no, it was also very enjoyable because I was cooking dinner and reading on my phone and writing, just that doing it all.
Multitasking. Dang, I can't do that. I made a stromboli today and I kept getting distracted by everything. I can't, but it was an amazing stromboli.
I've never made a stromboli. That sounds awesome.
It was really good.
Good. Well, guys, thanks for coming back and joining us for episode 1 of season 4.
Yes.
We are really excited to be back. Please, if you are a woman who owns a business, or if you know someone that does, let them know that we want to help and we want to give them free ad space.
Yes.
Again, you can send that to revolutionrosies@gmail.
Yes.
You can also hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
All at Revolution Rosies.
All at Revolution Rosies.
I would say Twitter, but we don't use it, so don't even bother.
I mean, it's trash. I barely get on. It's really harmful for your mental health.
It is. So it is. I found that to be the worst of my notifications is when Twitter pops up. I'm like, fuck you. I don't need you.
Twitter, for no reason, just started sending me people's tweets when somebody in their life died. Anyone and everyone. People I didn't know. It would just be like, just so you know, my mom died today. I'm like, Twitter, what? I don't know this person. Why? So, I mean,
what we're saying is we would much rather have female-owned businesses and their friends promoting their businesses sent to our emails, our Facebook, our Instagram, and our TikTok, because I don't give I'll make a TikTok about it. I don't care.
Yeah. And then, so our logo is by our great friend and designer, Amanda. You can find her on Instagram at Amanda_B_13. She did our logo. Our intro and outro music was written by our lovely Vivian Vega herself.
Me!
And it is sang by her and performed by her band, Electric Cult Circus, who you can find in many places performing, and I'm hoping to perform with them more often. Speaking
you
about
can also find us on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and Pandora, I think.
And speaking of performances, you can find Vivian and myself doing burlesque and Revolution Rosie's. Actually, it would be this weekend from when this episode comes out.
The last day to vote for our podcast also.
Yeah.
Is that day.
Viv, you want to tell them a little bit about that show?
Yes. So we are going to be performing and doing a live podcast at a benefit show and birthday party for the creator of the Period Pantry here in Columbus, who donates. I think we've spoke about her before, Jill Triplestep, but she created this business, I guess, nonprofit, where she just collects menstruation pads and tampons and cups and just anything to help people out. And so she's having a birthday show, but she's also treating it as a benefit show. So if you are in the Columbus area, we will be performing at Victory's Live on High Street. Near the Brewery District. And our podcast will start at 5, and then we will be performing later throughout the evening as well. And I don't know the time of the event, but we'll go ahead and add all that information when it comes available. I mean, I assume we're first, so probably starts at 5.
But we'll get all that information to you guys if you are making it out and about. I know that a lot of you aren't. If you don't worry. We will be uploading that live show as one of our shows this year.
Absolutely.
With that said, trying to remember, make sure to rate and review us
and send us to your friends.
Send us to your friends. Mention us. You know, it happens. I do it all the time. I'll just be like, have you listened to You're Wrong About Yet? Because you should listen to You're Wrong About It. It's so good.
Yes.
You know that you slip your podcast into everyday conversations all the time, whether or not your friends want it or not. So slip us in there too.
Slip us in there. And then give us a review. It really helps us out.
It does. So people can see us.
Yes, absolutely. We want to get some more ears.
Yes.
And eyes on YouTube. Oh yeah. You can find us on YouTube.
And
search for Revolution Rosie's if you like to be more visual about your podcast.
Yes. And make sure to shop at the local stores that we are promoting this year, because the last 2 years have been rough and they could really use it. And Mr. Penis Skyrocket doesn't need the money.
No. So if you
shop
need baked goods, shop at
the Pastry Factory. And if you need a new t-shirt, a new look, or even if you need an awesome gift, because I actually purchased a bunch of shirts for Christmas this year, check out Megan Lee Designs.
Megan Lee Designs. And use the promo code ROSIE'S for 15%
off. All right, guys. Until next time,
smear lipstick and raise hell.
Bye.
Bye.